Hello and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. I'm Bring Stabbity, the stabbiest stabby that ever stabbity'd, and with me I have...
Nweismuller, introducing the second puzzle game I've been introducing to Stab, and I am really excited about having him get into this.
Yeah, so the previous game that Nweis introduced me to was Chance of Sonar. That game was amazing. I binged that in 2 nights while sick. Super fun. However, it's unfortunately the kind of game that you can really only play once. There is a collaborative LP between myself and Flightless Bird, where I am guiding him through it. At the time of recording, it's still ongoing, but by the time this game actually releases, it will probably have long since been released. Because we are pre-recording this first episode quite a ways ahead of time. I don't know exactly how far, but you'll know once it releases. Anyway, this game is called The Case of the Golden Idol. All I know is that it's a mystery game, and it comes highly recommended. And that's it. So, I figure without further ado, let's hop into it. Case of the Golden Idol. New game. Oh, and for anyone curious, we are playing the Redux version, which apparently has an improved UI and some quality of life improvements, but that's about it. So yeah, everything else here is locked. So let's just go to Chapter 1, Complications in the Family. An abrupt termination of contract. How to play. Study the environment to infer what has happened. Uh-oh. Important information can be gathered from documents. Nweis, please tell me that this isn't like one of those obscure point-and-click games that give you no hints as to what you're clicking for and...
Hotspots should be highlighted.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I hate the games that are just like, oh, click on this tiny little pixel. It's like, why? Who would have ever thought of doing that? Alright. Important information can be gathered from documents. Gather phrases from evidence and documents. Okay, this is good. This is good. Assign gathered phrases to the correct slots in the thinking panels. Oh! This does already remind me of Chance of Sonar, how you're just filling in words. Complete the scroll to finish the scenario. Interesting! Filling additional panels is optional, but will help you solve the main scroll.
And you absolutely should do the optional panels first, since they are all set up to be steps along the path to actually understanding what's going on.
Okay, cool. So, tips. Take your time to study the environment carefully. Focus on the evidence before you. Even when facing great challenges, there is no need for guesswork. Hurrah! You can access hints if you get stuck.
You can access Nathan if you get stuck.
I can do that too. Okay, so nice. We got some hotspots figured out already. 2 bags filled with coins and gems. A tobacco pouch and a pipe clean. Okay. So some dude likes spending a lot of money on tobacco. A bag of medical instruments and some medicine. And the guy that spent his money on tobacco has cancer and he's here with his doctor. A golden statue with a red stone and a bag filled with coins and gems. Okay. Alright, interesting stuff so far. Everything there. How about you? I knew what you were plotting, you snake! This clue has been added to the thinking panel. Is this the thinking panel? No, there are identities to be discovered. No phrases found yet for this category. Keep exploring. Okay, the scroll is not filled in. So somebody pushed somebody else from a cliff in the something of something on Monkey Paw Island. Okay. January 5th, 1742. Both parties agreed to these terms for the expedition to Monkey Paw Island. Albert Cloudsley has rights to 2/3 of all valuables for funding the expedition. Oberon Geller has rights to 1/3 of all valuables and any golden statues found for providing the map to the expedition site. Dr. Oberon Geller and Albert Cloudsley, Esquire. There we go. A pipe. A dagger. Alright, now, so what we know so far, here is 1/3 of the treasure. There is 2/3 of the treasure. And we do know from the, from here, that Dr. Oberon Geller has 1/3. So this is Dr. Oberon Geller's, pack. And this is the lawyer's.
Esquire, not a lawyer. He's a landowner.
Ah, okay. I shouldn't be using 21st century things where all lawyers title themselves as esquires. Okay. And a dagger. Simple enough. You. This clue has been added to the thinking panel. Scalpel. Okay, so there is our doctor. Both parties agree, and that is the exact same contract. Map. Okay, this clue has been added to the thinking panel. Horn of Finger. Horn of Thumb. Ruins of Xenopolis. Bay of Shadows. Here we go, we got all of our words. A medicine bottle. Alright, so I think it's pretty safe to say that the guy that was pushed off is the doctor. Guy pushed off is Dr. Oberon Geller. So you are Oberon Geller. You are Albert Cloudsley. Yay! Okay. Imp. Right. Okay, we are on it. For some reason, this thing, I thought this was a lake, which made no sense considering there's a bay. But yeah, this is an island. Right. They are camped. I would say they are camped on Horn of Thumb because they can see 2 islands in the background, which are these 2. So camp in Horn of Thumb.
Alrighty then.
Everything's filled in correctly. Hooray! So, Albert Cloudsley pushed. Oberon Geller. Yes. From a cliff. And the Horn of Thumb. Hey! First case solved and an abrupt termination of contract. While Dr. Oberon Geller was surveying the poor weather with his looking glass, his expedition partner, Albert Cloudsley Esquire, suddenly pushed him off the cliff. Hooray! Is there any reason for me to stay and explore, or just the fact that I got everything count as I got everything?
I would say that there's not much more to learn from exploring this one. In some later, more complex cases, there's things I consider informal side mysteries which you can pursue, but nothing like that in this.
Okay, sounds good. Anyway, that took only 10 minutes, so I figure we are just gonna go straight on, because 10 minutes is way too short of an episode.
I really want you to see at least the beginning of case 3.
Oops. I accidentally closed out of that one. Let me,
Two! Excuse me.
Bless you. Let me use the controller. Will it? Just still says Chapter 1, Complications in the Family. Okay.
Complications in the family is these cases 1, 2, and 3.
Gotcha. Okay. The untimely passing of a rural gentleman. Okay. So let's... Yeah, well, there is the rural gentleman. Let's take a peek. Here is our golden idol. A yacht is slowly floating in the river. A horse is running in the yard. This clue has been added to the thinking panel. Okay. Doctor's attire? Lounge attire? Not sure.
Well, we can keep on looking around until we find more evidence.
That we will. This clue has been added to the thinking panel. Dinner attire, evening attire. Woodshire. Crow Tower. Blackfield. Now, we are by the river, so pretty sure Blackfield is going to be the correct response here. How about here? Spontaneous combustion. Ooh. I, Sebastian Cloudsley, will share my humble contribution to the science of anatomy and chemistry. Right, August 22nd, woke up. A beautiful day.
At noon.
At noon. Yeah. Washed and dressed in my dining attire. Had a beautiful roast duck for lunch. At 2, okay. Changed into my hunting attire. Rode to hunt badgers. Had no luck today and returned home. Changed into my researching attire. Changed into my dining attire. Had a tasty beef loin for supper. I got a pork loin in the fridge that I should make at some point. Filled in my diary and went to bed to continue reading for research. Okay. And then I'm gonna assume that he planned on reading for research until about 4 a.m. So, that is clearly dining attire. That is probably going to be hunting attire, just based off of the fact of how dirty it is, but it might be researching attire just because of splotches. Yeah, with the hole burnt out there, probably researching attire. I won't put it in for certain quite yet. But yeah. August...
Well, as long as you're thinking about it, what's in its pocket?
Oh, there in the pocket? That looked like a hole to me. Yeah, okay, I see a calipers, essentially, and I have no idea what the black thing is. But yeah, researching attire. And I can always change it later if it isn't.
Right.
Alright, we looked, yep, August 23rd, and the diary... Okay, so the diary's for August 22nd, but the calendar has already been moved to the 23rd. So something happened on the 23rd. A tall, rickety ladder.
Well, you notice for his diary on the 22nd, the last thing he did in the day was fill in his diary.
Mm-hmm.
So if something happened on the 23rd, there'd be no entry for the 23rd now, would there?
Okay. That is a fair point. This man fills out his diary at the end of the day. very good. How about here? Henry Clover. Lead poisoning. Alright, and let's look at the corpse. This clue has been added to the thinking panel. A ring with a ruby. Man is not breathing. His head is badly wounded. Okay. Alright, well.
Gee, I wonder who it is.
I don't know. Maybe it could be Sebastian Cloudsley? Hey! Wow! Who would have guessed it? Yes. Very clearly. Wait. Huh. Okay, yeah, I mean, that is his hunting attire. Okay. So he comes in, very good. He's in his dining attire. He's in his researching attire. That's his hunting attire. He comes back in after hunting, but goes to bed, seemingly with a head injury, since you can see some blood dripping over, and then dies in bed.
And if we look at the floor...
Oh yeah, we got blood all the way over there. I was thinking he might have gotten hit by that book or something, but nope. He was already bleeding all the way back here. Alright. So, Sebastian Cloudsley, Lord of Blackfield, passed away in his bed. The cause of death was a head wound, which occurred when he fell from a horse while
You're
he
sure
was...
the cause of death wasn't a spontaneous horse, which occurred when he fell from a combustion?
I mean, it could have been, instead of a head wound, it could have been a lead wound. Oh! Are you familiar with acute lead poisoning as opposed to chronic lead poisoning?
Acute lead poisoning is what you get when you tick off the mafia.
Yes, exactly. While he was hunting. There we go. The second case solved. The untimely passing of a rural gentleman. Scroll has been fulfilled. No hints accessed. Yay! While the Lord of Blackfield was hunting, his horse threw him off and he suffered a deadly wound to the head.
Was the one in case 1 Sebastian, or was it Sebastian's father?
I want to say it was his father. Let me go back.
Well, we can check very quickly.
What did I...
No, we just get a little cutscene here.
Yes, okay. Sebastian Crowley, age 53, it looks like. Oh. Well, that's something.
So,
Albert
Clouds. So, his father got the idol, then he died. Sebastian died untimely, and I do want you to see the beginning of case 3, because that's where things get real.
All right, let's do it. Return to scenario selection. Yep, here comes the little angel of death. And yeah, let's hop to it. We're 20 minutes in. We can easily do case number 3. The complications in the family. The dramatic departure of an outsider.
And I consider this the first real case. The first 2 are basically tutorial.
Okay, fair enough. Oh! Spare me, devil! I was simply following orders! Astonishing Monkey Man, property of Pear Brothers. Knife. I mean, it's the 1700s. Is this the Monkey Man? This clue has been added to the thinking panel. Okay, dude's on fire. Spontaneous combustion. We did see the spontaneous combustion
research.
By the way, did you by any chance link Crazy Gamer Cats to the Twitch? Because I see he commented on Twitch even though we're not streaming.
I said you were going to be doing this with me, and I thought we would be on Twitch, so...
Yep. Yeah, no, first episode, just because of teething problems, we decided to do offline, and episode 2 and on will be streamed to Twitch.
I don't think he's gonna be all right.
I don't think he will. A scorched horsebrush. A scorched knife. All right. This dude's just chilling here. What the blazes? August Jockey Club Derby. Race 3, win, Raging Sultan, place, show, wager, 35 pounds.
That's
okay.
A pretty hefty bet on a horse race.
It is. Especially
35 mid 18th century, that is a non-trivial sum of money.
That it is. That it is. Right. Okay. So we need to find the identities of this dude, who I will temporarily call Monkey Man. We need the identity of the Burning Man. We need the identity of this man, who wagered a lot of money on horse racing. There's a sword down here that someone dropped. It's supposed to be like wooden...
Clubs,
clubs, I guess? Yeah, maybe? Now, if it's all the same to you, I will take my leave. £1, 2 shillings, and 2 pence. A ring with a ruby. We saw a ring with a ruby previously.
Yes, we did.
Spontaneous combustion. To perform the combustion trick, you must first cast a freezing spell. The sacred glyphs for combustion on the idol. Ah, okay. Candy cane, Green Lantern's ring, and almost a triangle. Do you concur?
You have to watch out for those candy canes.
Yeah. But I mean, freezing spell. Okay, well no, that is for combustion, so I would have said that the candy cane obviously fits with the freezing spell, but it doesn't tell us what the freezing spell is. That's just the glyphs for combustion. Right? Yep. Candy cane, Green Lantern's ring, and open triangle. Pull the lever, and it will cause combustion. Ah, interesting. Ash Blair, finest tobacco. With, monkeys smoking a pipe?
Yes.
Preparing the carriage for tomorrow. We are visiting my nephew, EC. Alright.
There was something... Click on the finest tobacco again. You see there's a...
Yes. Tobacco pouch labeled Ash Blair, finest tobacco.
Not much more information, but at least we got the hotspot cleared.
Exactly, yep. 2 shillings and a penny. A saddlebag. A dagger. Someone else had a dagger before. Alright, stable rota for Adam and James. Ah, okay. Here we go. Here we got it. So, our buddy had a brush. So he was either Adam or James. He was on grooming. And we just need to remind ourselves what the day is, or figure out what the day is. And we'll figure out whether he's Adam or James.
And let's get the
That didn't have anything.
Let's get the hotspot actually.
Yep.
There we
Get
go.
the names and hotspots cleared. Yep, I just want to backtrack before making forward progress. Oh, what an unexpected turn of events. An embroidered handkerchief. £3 and 3 shillings.
And I will say that the amount of money that people carry around in their pockets is actually a reasonably good proxy for social class in this game.
Yeah, I would have assumed so. Dear Edmund, it has reached my attention that you are seeking a capable new servant. I have just the man for you. David Gorin. As an experienced coachman with a diverse set of talents, I'm sure you will find very useful. If you are displeased with his services, do not hesitate to let me know. Yours, Theo. Okay, well, you... Oh, lovely. We don't have it.
Don't have what?
Can't select Theo.
That's not a...
Ah, this is Edmund. That makes sense. I'm gonna assume he's an Edmund.
Take a look at his handkerchief.
Ah, yes. It says EC. Or does it... Is that a G? Nope, that's a C. Yeah, very good. So he is an Edmund. A stiletto blade. Oh, here we go. Lord Edmund Cloudsleys. There we go. Once again, the Cloudsleys. Drop that in there. Don't need that. We'll worry about that later. How about here?
Trogdor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's burninating the dude.
Apparently so.
Alright. Fat Lord. Pair twins. Graffiti with the words Fat Lord and Pair twins. Okay.
And the graffiti has them as pear-shaped even.
Yeah, sure does. None of those guys look particularly pear-shaped, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Well, let's take a look at the Fat Lord and see if there's anything particularly distinctive about the crappy art for it.
Batley, Cloudsley, Hubert. Okay, so Trogdor is Batley. Cloudsley is pair of swords with, I don't even know what that's supposed to be, a dog goat?
A goat's head or something, yeah.
Yeah, but the muzzle looks more like a dog than a goat, but sure. And Cubert's just chilling on a Hawaiian island. My apologies. You can be so bad here sometimes. Shamal Bat. Shimansa Batisi. 6 rings with various stones. A fan. With a pair of elephants, I'm gonna assume? Huh.
Yeah, those are elephants.
Yeah. I was gonna say some sort of a character, but that's clearly Dick Butt. Anyway, £4. An ornamental guitar blade.
Well, she looks like a total weeb, doesn't she?
Yes, she does. Although, whatever the equivalent for India is.
Yes.
I would not have expected one of your family to treat a legal document in such a way. I am appalled. Another ring with a ruby. 2 shillings, 3 pence. Okay, here we go. Reading of the Last Will and Testament of Sebastian Cloudsley, September 17th, 1786. Albert Cloudsley and Mary Cloudsley. Sebastian Cloudsley, deceased. Mary Beatrix Batley, married, with Peter Batley. Rose Kubert. Edmund Cloudsley, the oldest. Willard Wright, associate.
It looks like Beatrix Batley has also passed away. She has the cross next to her.
Yes, she is. Are you familiar with the term testate? I'm assuming it has something to do with testament, but... it's his testament. Yes, reading of the Last Will and Testament of Sebastian Cloudsley.
Yeah, he's the one whose will is getting executed here.
Yes. Right. This looks like she might be, Rose Kubert.
Possible.
Don't want to, commit to it, but it's fitting.
Well,
she's got Batley, Cloudsley, and Kubert here.
Well, also they say all four beneficiaries are present, and there's only one female present in this scene, so...
Yep. Yeah, that's part of my assumption.
If you look at his... if you look at his little family tree document, it explicitly says all four are present.
Yes. 4 inheritors, all present. So yeah, that is almost certainly Rose Kubert. And right next to it, we have Nicholas Maker, attorney. And that is clearly him. Nicholas Maker, attorney. Okay. Aphorisms by Sebastian Cloudsley. How to be happy. Eat a hearty meal every day and do not waste your time on trivialities. How to avoid being upset. Strive for that which holds meaning and do not shrink from responsibility. Sure. How to be inspired. Take a walk in your forest and breathe the fresh air.
Also note, your forest.
Yes, yes, like he owns the forest.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He is a lord of the land, isn't he?
He certainly is a lord of the land. You might even call him a landlord.
Yes.
Remember, don't forget to tip your landlord. How to avoid being scared. Feeling scared is a weakness. Be strong instead. I mean...
That's helpful.
On the one hand, wow. On the other hand, he's not entirely wrong.
But still, that's not the most helpful if you don't know how to be strong yet.
Okay, what do we have here? Dear Willard Wright, dear Rose Kubert. Oh. We met so rarely after you left, for therefore I bequeath to you my land and the Blackfield Manor.
Also, close the... you see there's more text that was covered up by that.
Yeah. Here we go. We met so rarely after you left for the colonies. Therefore, I bequeath to you my savings, land, and the Blackfield Manor House. Come home and establish a museum of my life and accomplishments. I, Sebastian Cloudsley of Blackfield County, being in bodily health and of sound and disposing mind and memory, nominate and appoint Nicholas Maker as executor of my last will and testament. Dear brother Edmund. That might be what happens afterwards. Oops, didn't mean to close out there. I want you to put your sharp mind to better use than mere politics. Therefore, I bequeath to you the notes from the research I have undertaken on astronomy. I grant you leave to finish and publish it under both our names. Ooh. I bequeath to you the golden idol of Xenopolis. You will know what to do with it. Alright, August Jockey Club Derby. Race 6, Spinning Jenny.
50 pounds.
50 pounds, yes. Dear Peter Batley, he have sent you frequent reminders concerning the settlement of your debt, and yet to date the debt remains unpaid. We humbly request that you make your payments as soon as possible, or we will be forced to take the matter in our own hands. The debt currently stands at £255. Blackguard and Buck loans. Okay.
That is a hefty debt, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And there's one more hot spot you've yet to...
up here. My late sister, your mother, disclosed your financial troubles to me long ago, and I resolved to help you. I bequeath you a compilation of my aphorisms to provide the direction in your life which you so clearly lack. Oh. Okay, anyway. Family tree. Beatrix Batley, so that letter was addressed to Peter Batley. My late sister addressed to Peter Batley. Very well. Yes, be appalled. Now, what more do we have here? We got 2 clubs. Could those be the pair twins?
And we know from the duty roster...
who we know are Adam and James. Okay.
Well, let's take a look at the twins again, since we don't seem to have any evidence for day of week.
Yeah. 1 second. And then Fat Lord. So. Okay, and stable cleaning, horse grooming. Horse grooming and a scorched knife. Spare me, devil. Yeah, astonishing monkey man, property of Pear Brothers, and he also has a knife. So these 2 are the Pear Brothers. They are Pear and Pear, and we'll worry about the names in a second. Do it properly, you lazy oafs. Don't have any identifying. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Take a look at what they're carrying more carefully.
Oh, wow, I did not see that at all. That knife has an A on it, and that one has a J. Wrong one. Adam and James Pear.
Okay, so who owns this estate?
That looks like it would be this fat gentleman. Although,
well, what's the name of the person who owns this estate?
Fat Lord, let me.
Well, what's the coat of arms on the estate?
That's right. Coat of arms. It's Trogdor, which is Batley. All right. So we can assume Batley. Good. And so Peter Batley. That makes sense. That fits in with the debt. It's all feeling right and proper. What the blazes? But yeah, and he just keeps losing money on wagers. That's all fitting. So I am confident that that is Peter.
A moron.
Batley, the moron. All right. This is the person who was bequeathed the idol. Which we have here. And there we go. We don't know exactly.
So let's figure out who gets the other bequests.
Yes.
That way we can narrow down who the...
All right. We meet so rarely after you left for the colonies. Therefore, I bequeath you my savings, land, and the Blackfield Manor House. Come home and establish a museum of my life and accomplishments. I want you to put your sharp mind to better use than mere politics. Therefore, I bequeath to you the notes from my research and undertake in astronomy. Right. Edmund Cloudsley is politics. Edmund Cloudsley, and let's so we got Edmund Cloudsley, the oldest. We got Peter Batley, and then Rose and Willard.
Do we have any evidence who left for colonies?
1 second. There we go. You are, you have the idol. Very good. Blair, finest tobacco, saddlebag. Prepare the carriage for tomorrow. We are to visit my nephew. Okay, so that seems to be EC's, servant. David Gorin.
Let's check Rose's possessions again and see if
My apologies. He can be so bad here sometimes. I mean, just the fact that she's a total Hindu weeb. Let me double check.
that might suggest that she might have left for colonies, doesn't it?
It sure does. So that let's put for Rose, and I already
Hubert.
forgot the name. Cubert. Rose Cubert, which leaves us with Willard Wright as the associate. Here we are. And that means that this is also Willard Wright. Hey, we got it!
Indeed. I hope I'm not hinting you too hard, but
A teeny tiny bit, but not too bad at all. Okay, was... Oy, 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 oy. Alright, well, anyway, we know that James Pear died from spontaneous combustion. That was easy.
or spontaneous idol.
And it's all just bronze and gold, so very simple. Jigsaw was... Do we not have, Oh, interesting. We can rearrange these. That's cool.
I think if you click on a space, it will narrow it down to...
That's right. There we go. I'm like, that seems weird. We're kind of lacking, those. I expected more since we have 26. There we go.
Hair pair
whoops.
was
not what we were just trying to do. Okay. Was, Alright, so first off, the will is Sebastian Cloudsley's will. In Sebastian Cloudsley's will. It's fine. And ordered to take the idol. He was upset to receive aphorisms in Sebastian Cloudsley's will.
Yeah, that's a pretty lame inheritance, isn't it?
And yes, okay. Let me just jot back. Peter Batley. Peter Batley was upset to receive aphorisms in Sebastian Cloudsley's will and ordered Adam Pear and James Pear take the idol from Lord Wright. Yes! There we are. Third case solved. The dramatic departure, and I didn't finish the rest of it. Peter Batley, encumbered by his gambling debts, had placed high hopes on his uncle's testament. Upon discovering he had inherited nothing but a book of aphorisms, he tore up the will and ordered his servants to take the golden statue from the stranger Willard. Suddenly, one of the servants burst into flames. Woo! Alright, there we go. So yeah,
that is chapter 1.
that is chapter 1. We'll go ahead and take a peek over at chapter 2. And surprisingly fitting, because I'm getting a phone call. But yeah, we will be wrapping things up here. Thank you everyone for watching. Please like, follow, subscribe. Check me out on Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, and Kick. Free money in the description as always. And I'll see you guys in the next part. Bye-bye.